Callie and welcome to Kapowski Reads. And this is just a little reading vlog where I'm gonna be talking you through the books that I read over the next couple of days. I'm just getting ready to go out. I'm going to go to a new cafe in town and I'm very excited. I'm going by myself and I get really anxious going to new places alone, and this is a new cafe but it's in a location of a different cafe. So the original cafe closed and a new one has taken its place. So it's a familiar location, but a different venue, if that makes sense. So I'm really anxious, but I'm wanting to start a new book while I'm there. I'm going to take my Kindle and I'm going to start Hannah Can Carries On by Uzma Jalaluddin. This I've heard be kind of likened to You've Got Mail, but in a setting of family restaurants. And I'm really excited about this. I have read only one book by Uzma Jalaluddin so far. It's up there. And it was one of my favourite books of last year. So I'm going in with a hopeful heart. But yeah, I'm going to go off to the cafe just now and enjoy a treat. I had both a successful and less than successful trip to the cafe. The cafe itself, so cute, so lovely. I really enjoyed it. Inside was so different to how it was with the previous cafe. Like, there were cute fairy lights up, artwork, and the upstairs has been turned into a studio. So there's like yoga, Pilates, life drawing classes, and I was like, I want to be a person that goes to those things. I'm not a person that goes to those things. The cat has stopped licking himself and is now looking at me as if to go, correct, you're not a person who goes to those things. Previously I was, like, in my old life, maybe like 12 years ago, I was that person, but I think I would feel so intimidated to go to a class by myself. This cafe also does a book club that I was like, oh, I could definitely join, that sounds so fun. And then was like, yeah, but then you're gonna have to walk into a room full of people who might already know each other and you're shiny and new. And I thought, oh no, I don't want to do that. And I just felt really anxious. I've got friends who read, I've got loads of friends who are bookish and would be into like a book club, but none of them are really central. So they'd have to like travel to come, and I just feel like it wouldn't be fair to be like, come hold my hand at a book club. I don't want to go alone. So maybe I'll work myself up to being able to join. But for now, I'm happy to have just gone to a new place by myself. I had a rhubarb juice, which I am obsessed. I'm just obsessed with rhubarb drinks. I don't know. I'm in that phase of my life where I just love rhubarb and I won't apologize for it. I also had the most amazing chocolate brownie that had like a caramel syrupy drizzly sugary thing on top of it. And I am not a lover of chocolate brownie normally, but I'm a lover of cinnamon. And this was one of the best chocolate brownies I've ever had. But I wish I only had half of it. If it wasn't so hot, I would have put the other half in a napkin to bring home. But I had fears that it would just melt and ooze because it's so warm and muggy outside. In contrast, I've had all the windows open all day, so it's actually quite chilly indoors. So the success with the cafe was delightful. The staff were really nice and friendly, and I didn't feel like wrong for being a one person taking up a table, which is something I always worry about and feel really self-conscious about when I go somewhere by myself. I did have a little bit of a hiccup when it came to my book. I was supposed to be reading Hannah Can Carries On, but for some reason my Kindle hadn't downloaded it properly, or there was some issue and I didn't have it on my Kindle. As soon as I got home and connected to the Wi-Fi, it fixed itself, but I just hadn't noticed it hadn't downloaded properly until now. So I picked an alternative in Much Ado About Nada, again by Uzma Jalaluddin, and this is a persuasion reimagining. And I feel that Persuasion is the Jane Austen book that I have read the least. I'm the least familiar with Persuasion. I know I've read it once. I don't know if I've read it twice. So what that kind of means is that I don't really know what's going to happen other than I assume romance. I assume my heart's going to be warmed. The main character is called Nada and she is on the cusp of 30 and she is unmarried. Imagine! But her family and friends are really sort of keen for her to get married. She works in tech and is kind of licking her wounds after a failed app creation because she was basically, a betrayal happened. And she heads off to the annual Muslim conference with her friends and her family. And while she's there, she just happens to meet her bestie's fiance's brother, who was the boy that she bullied as a child. I'm only kind of 20% in, but I'm really enjoying this. I started reading it and just was like, I love the way that this author captures characters, because I know that Nada has flaws, but I'm sort of like, I like you. Like, I like you. I want to know more about you. I want to know more about Baz, who I assume is our love interest. Well, he's a man now. He's an adult man now. He was the boy that was bullied. And I think there's a whole lot of secrets and things that are going to be revealed. And I already have people that I don't trust in this book, that I'm suspicious of. And I'm keeping my eye on them. Keeping my eye on them. I'm really enjoying this. I am going to come back with updates when I have them. I am back from work. I am shiny. It is spring jacket weather. This is my is it vintage yet? I don't know. This is my Marks and Spencer's pink denim jacket that I got a couple of years ago, and it is the only like spring suitable jacket I have that I can think of, other than my trench coat. But my trench coat makes me feel like a spy, but it also kind of feels like a cape. Saying that sounds fantastic. I should wear that more often. I wanted to just share some bits and bobs that I picked up today, and then I suppose I'm gonna have to do these dishes that I can see in the background. First off, I had to go and get some toiletries because I'm running low on things. And I have a pearl of wisdom that I need to listen to myself, which is perhaps the wisest time to go to a city centre pharmacy is not 1 p.m. because that's a lot of other people were also on their lunch break at that time. So it was so busy and it was so hot. Like, it was 13 degrees outside. My upper maximum temperature for comfort is 12, but inside my office it got up to 25 degrees and I had the noisiest fan in the world blaring because I was so warm. Then we had a fire alarm, which was a little bit of excitement for the day, although walking up all of those stairs afterwards was less than fun. But when I got to Boots, which is the biggest like pharmacy that we have in Aberdeen, it was so busy. So we have, I think there's like 3 different aisles of skincare. I needed to get face wash and like a makeup remover. And it was so busy in the sort of aisles I wanted to go to. And I was like, I'm I'm not going to just wait for people who are looking at stuff because they have every right to look at stuff in the shop. So I looked at the stuff in the aisles that were not busy, which is why I ended up with a brand I've never tried before, which is Nip and Fab. Keep saying Nip and Tuck. That's not the same thing. This is a sort of makeup removing balm, which I love. I have been using one from Soap and Glory. It is close to the end and I like it, but it doesn't compare to the Body Shop chamomile one. But the Body Shop is closing, so I need to find replacements because I can't keep loving items that are gonna leave. And this was on a buy one, get one half price. So I got the face wash, which is a gel cleanser. There was really slim pickings for face wash. I kept finding ones that needed pads, but I like a face wash that I wash off and then I feel nice and clean. I have never tried either of these, so I will report back and let you know how I get on with them. I'm hopeful. They were not. They were more expensive than I normally would spend on a face wash. And then I needed to get an eye cream. Another pearl of wisdom. Do not shop for eye cream when you've had 4 hours of sleep. Feel so disgusting from the heat. And also walk past the beautiful people in the makeup counters because you will feel haggard and just sad. So I thought I would treat myself to a nice eye cream because I run a 2 eye cream rotation in my house. I have morning, which lives downstairs, and I have evening, which lives upstairs. And my evening eye cream is close to the end, but also I don't like it. So I wanted to get a really good one. And I didn't know what one to get. I wanted to try different ones. So I was looking at this. It's Fenty. My thought process was Rihanna is a goddess. If I use the same skincare that she promotes, I don't know if she uses it, maybe she probably does, then I might look good. That was my thought process. This was so expensive. It was like £35. And then I was coming to go to the till and then I saw that Clinique had an offer on their eye cream and it was £10 off, so it meant it was only £25. So I ended up also buying Clinique. I did not mean to buy both of these. I was actually going to go and return the Fenty one and get that maybe next time as a treat. But by the time I'd found this, the till was getting really long. The area surrounding the Fenty display was full of just other people also doing some shopping on their lunch break, and I was like, no, I don't want to be in this really warm shop any longer than I need to be. I need to go back to my really warm office. So I bought both of them. I won't need eye cream for a while. I also went to Marks and Spencer. Treated myself because once you spend £90 in boots, I also bought some like things for the house, like toothpaste, shampoo that we all use, that kind of thing. But I spent £90. What's a Marks and Spencer shop after that? So I bought myself some flowers. These are freesias. Yeah, I got 2 bunches, some purple and the white ones have not yet started to bloom, but I thought that these would be nice and they smell good and I think they'll look really cute. And I got some strawberries. I'm in a phase in my life where I just really love strawberries and I've eaten all the strawberries I had, so I got more. And I got this. This is a garlic bowl, which is the best garlic bread I think I've ever had. This is not sponsored, but if Marks and Spencer's want to pay me in garlic bowl, I will take that. It has to go in the oven, which is the annoying thing because I wish it could go in the air fryer because it takes ages. Yeah, 45 minutes in the oven, but we have tried cooking it in the air fryer and it's just not as perfect. My partner he's done really well at work, so I kind of want you to celebrate by being like, a garlic bowl. So we're gonna have that with pasta for dinner later in the week. I will need to clean the pasta pot before we do that. I have not finished any of my books today. None. I have made progress, but I will come back later with proper updates. I need to go and drink something that has ice in it and like take off my shoes and my jacket and like, you know, I'm home. I don't need my coat. Yeah, I'll be back. I have finished Much Ado About Nada and I loved it. I loved it. I don't remember the plot of Persuasion, which in a book inspired by Persuasion was very, very tense because I didn't have that sort of comfort blanket of knowing what was gonna happen, where the story was gonna go. So imagine how tense I was reading this. I was so tense. I kept reading it being like, oh, there's only X% left of this book left for XYZ that I want plot-wise to happen. There's not enough book left. There's not enough book left for all of these things that I want to happen. And it was very, very, I was so anxious, but at the same time, just so excited to keep reading this book. I loved the relationship between Nada and Baz. We kind of followed them. There was a little bit of a flashback situation. We got to see them sort of from first meeting when Nada was Baz's school bully, and sort of saw them progress from there, reunite as students at university, and just saw the relationship blossom. I really loved the way that their secret past was just so gradually revealed. I just found myself, I had so many questions. I wanted to know why was there so much drama? You know, drama's a good thing. I want it. But I really wanted to know what happened between these two. In addition to loving Nada and Baz, I actually loved all of the characters, even the ones who were like the villains, because I felt like every character felt necessary and integral to the plot, but they weren't just like background characters. Even though they didn't get their moment to shine, I could fully imagine that they were off page, living their own lives, having their own adventures. I love the drama. Like, I want my romance to have drama, and it's had it. We had the drama between Nada and Baz. We also had like the rock star fiance with the best friend. We had the drama there so much. There was a convention where, I mean, what better venue for chaos than a convention where your entire community has come together. There were so many betrayals and secrets and lies, not just between the main characters. There were lots of things happening in the book, but everything kind of meshed together really cohesively. I, of course, sobbed profusely in this book. The last 10% just took me an age to read because I cannot read through my tears, because this book hit me in the feels. I just loved it. I mean, 5 stars. Obviously, it gets 5 stars. I am reading next, because I've already started it, another book by this author. I am going to be reading Hannah Can Carries On, which is the book I planned to read instead of this one, but I have managed to get my Kindle to load it properly. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to try and explain technology to anybody, to myself. I don't know what happened. Things happened. It's fine now. I am already actually 30 100% through this book. And do you know what? I'm having a great time with it too. There is a very strong possibility that if this book is a 5-star, that Uzma Jalaluddin is gonna find herself welcomed with open arms into my auto-buy author list, brunch, I don't know. In my mind there's like a nice little event that my auto-buy authors get to go and hang out at if they want. But the criteria I have for an auto-buy author is I need to have 3 5-star books from them before I consider them an auto-buy author. And we're 2/3 of the way there, so who knows, who knows. Hannah Can Carries On is inspired by You've Got Mail, which, if you've not watched You've Got Mail, please do. It's a fantastic film. It is one of my comfort films and I just love it. So I actually quite like that. I feel like I have, sorry, there's a hair on my leg and I can't get it off. I really like having the security blanket of knowing I know what happens in You've Got Mail. So I feel like I know the barest of bones of this book. I know how it's going to end, if it does end the same way, but I've got that sort of reassurance that I know what's going to go on. I am so far absolutely obsessed with this book. I'm loving the relationship we have. Hannah, who is a podcast host, she is also having this, shall we say, flirtation with a mysterious listener to her podcast. His on-screen name is Stanley, and she's also trying to juggle life between an internship at a radio station, which is what she wants to do, and her family restaurant, which is not doing so well, and a huge rival has opened up on the same street, and now there's some competition, and the rival restaurant is owned by just an ogre of a man, horrible man, and a son that alternates between being really nice, really friendly, and then just being an arse. And yeah, that's where I am so far. There's lots of drama, lots of family as well. There's a huge extended family in this book too. And I've already got so many favourite characters. Obviously Hannah is a favourite character, but I'm also really loving her dad. She has this amazing, just super supportive relationship with, well, her whole family really, but her dad is just like #1 fan, and it's so heartwarming and charming. There's also a younger cousin who's come over from India to go to university, and he's brought a random cousin who, as a young one, seemed to be quite controversial and a little bit wild. And I think that these new family members are gonna be really good for Hannah, and I think that maybe there's gonna be some chaos, but I also think that things are gonna get interesting. I'm really excited to go back to this book, and I was hoping to read some of it just now after work, but I don't really have time. I need to do a little bit of stretching because my back it feels like a lollipop stick and then it's just gonna crack. So I need to do some sort of movement, and then I'm going to make risotto because I've been saying all week that I'm going to make risotto and I have not made risotto. But before I do that, I have a new juice. This is very exciting. I live a very exciting life. I have kind of gone off of like fizzy juice and I want like fun juice, maybe weird juice. I've gotten really into rhubarb, but I wanted to try something different, and I've been drinking this, which is bramble and rosemary. And first of all, it is gorgeous, and it's got that rosemary hit at the back. Is almost like fizzy on my tongue. I don't know, it almost feels like electricity on my tongue. I might be allergic to rosemary. That might be it. Either way, it's delicious, and yeah, just wanted to share. I've tried a new juice, I've read a book and a bit, and I'm having a great time. I'll be back in a little bit. I'll let you know how the rest of this book goes, and I will have eaten risotto. Future me has got some good times ahead. I finished reading Hannah Can Carries On last night. Now, when I tell you I sobbed, I again, open mouth, wailing, sobbing. I may have loved this book more than I loved Much Ado About Nada. I don't know if I loved it more than I loved 3 Holidays and a Wedding, but I mean, I'd need to really put some thought into that. I absolutely adored this book. So it was so much more than like a sort of will they, won't they between a family restaurant and a, ooh, we've got loads of money so we're gonna buy up and try and gentrify this area that is very beloved to the community. It was so much more than that. This book also had our main character tackling Islamophobia in Toronto, the place she was born and raised, and her sort of discomfort at the attack that she had gone through, with that being made public. And so the book was kind of having this romance, having this, obviously you're rooting for the little like family business over the big money guy. We had that, but there was also a lot of drama within the business meetings, which were hilarious. They were giving me Stars Hollow vibes for the town meetings. I really liked them. I also loved the side characters in this. Again, this author just writes characters that I feel that when they're not on that page, they're off doing other things. They feel like they could carry their own story. But I loved Hannah and I loved Aiden, and I loved the gentle way that we kind of got to see their relationship grow from, I mean, let's not say enemies, but definitely rivals to not so rivalry. This was the 3rd book I have read by this author, and it's 5 stars. 3rd 5-star book that I have had from Uzma Jalaluddin. So let's welcome Uzma Jalaluddin to my list of auto-buy authors. Let's imagine there's a nice picnic that you can go on. I don't know. There's no prize that comes with being an auto-buy author other than I will buy your books when they come out. I would probably love a shopping list that they would write. But I had a fantastic time with this book. It made me feel, and it made me so emotional, and I just loved all of the characters so much. And when things happened, I was just getting so emotional and so tense. And the plot twist in this book was, oh, I didn't see it coming. And I sort of thought, is that? No, it couldn't be. And it was. And I thought that was too big a twist, too wild a concept. But it didn't, when it was revealed, it didn't feel like too much. And it didn't feel too wild. It felt right. I had an amazing time with this book. Highly recommend this author. Give her a read. I really enjoyed this author, and I look forward to reading the other 2, I think, books I have from her on my Kindle. I have had an amazing time. These 2 books were so good. And yeah, this is a much more successful video for me this week, where I'm not tired. I am tired. I'm always tired. But I've not tried to stay up late. That's the key thing. I've tried to rest, and I've had 2 books that I've absolutely adored, and I can only hope that that's going to continue. Please let me know what you've been reading lately, and if you have any auto-buy authors, I'd love to know who your auto-buy authors are. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!